And we're back with Lisa Waters Lane in the studio. She comes each week with your garden question. Just what are people talking about? And are they even gardening? They're just in hibernating right now. That's kind of what they're doing right now. It's early March. It's kind of what you
It
do.
is. It is.
It'll turn around.
We're still unburying from snow, and hey, but the moisture is excellent.
I heard something. They had some guy that measures snow for SRP. I forget what his title was, but he was in the front. Well, no, he's wanting to know how much moisture, how much water is in snow, because lighter snow is less water, heavy snow is more. But he was up at Mormon Lake, up by Flagstaff, and they've got, I don't know, 5-6 feet of snow up there. He had some sort of ballast. He was explaining the whole tool. But right now they have 15 inches of water. If you were to take well over a foot of water and lay it over the entire mountain region of that area, at least, it's probably all the White Mountains, Mogollon Rim, Flag. You've got over a foot of water just sitting there waiting to release. They're fully expecting to fill up Roosevelt Lake, Bartlett Lake, that whole reservoir system where the Verde and the salt kind of come together. They fully expect that to overflow. In fact, they're thinking about releasing water this week to go into the groundwater. So they're not going to use the groundwater this year. They're going to use the reservoirs. And so it's super encouraging. Yeah. Now, if we can just do that for Meade and Powell, that'd be exciting.
Well, that's from the Rockies, right?
That's
the snow melt from that, which I think they've been hit pretty good too.
They have. We'll see. Yeah. I've seen that Lake Powell rise over 50 feet in one summer, but it's not now. No, it's the snow melt that does it. So anyway, it's encouraging.
Definitely.
So we like it here because we have time to train the newbies and get them used to the plants, training, work them until blood comes from their fingertips.
Yeah. Unload those trucks.
Unload the trucks. Faster. There's another one. Let's go. So we've got time. When it's just packed with people, it's harder.
Definitely. But hey, it's all good. We got garden questions. You want to answer some?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Well, our first one was from Shelly in Prescott. So she had a 7-foot blue spruce that the snow broke the top out of it.
Yeah.
She just wants to know, will it grow a new center top, or is it doomed to just look weird for the rest of its life?
No, it's not doomed. Shelly, you're okay. You can recover. It'll take a little bit of work, but it's pretty easy work. Let me just show you what 7-footer, you can easily get up there with a step ladder or whatever. But that top is not going to regrow. You're going to have to grow a new top. So there's a lot of damage on trees with this last system.
It's a heavy snow.
It's heavy snow. Yeah. And so what to do? So you're going to cut out. It's going to hurt you. Just cut the top. It's not going to grow back. If it does, it'll be cooked, crook-necked. Take the longest leader. So out of that next layer of branches coming out sideways, take the longest, strongest one, or just pick one. Take a piece of bamboo and tie it up. Have it be your new leader. So train it to be your new leader. Don't let it go sideways. Force it up without breaking it. Be gentle. Wait for a middle of the day, afternoon. It's pliable. Force it to come up, and it will naturally be your new leader. So it might take a year or two, but it'll look a little Dr. Seussish for a moment. Right. But by this time next year, you'll never know it broke. That's an easy recovery. That's pine trees, spruce, any of those guys. All you repair them the same way.
Should you do it in steps or just try to get it to go up
all at once?
All at once.
Come in, get a piece of bamboo, get some tie tape. There's a stretchy green tape that doesn't girdle it. Tie it as best you can. Be gentle, but you're creating a splint for that new leader. It broke a limb. You have to train a new limb.
Okay. Next question is
from fertilize. Force that new growth to go. I should have just mentioned. So fertilize like crazy. It'll force a new growth to come up. And literally you'll never know, Shelly. You'll be fine.
Okay. Pat in Prescott Valley wants to use Spartan junipers as a screen along a fence.
Yeah.
So her question is, how far apart do those Spartans need to be planted?
Sure.
And part 2, she wants to put some shrubs in front of it to kind of soften that look. and wants to know what would be easy care and kind of drought hardy to put in front of those.
So Spartans are drought hardy and easy care. I mean, just about nothing easier.
Right.
And they get up, easily 10 feet by 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to space those, if you want a living green wall, you basically take their width, and then that's going to be your spacing for those. So every 6 feet, that should do it. I think you don't need a green wall if you're going to put a layer of, you're going to birthday cake is what we call it.
Right.
Put a layer of shrubs in front of those, get this tiered effect, more garden-esque effect.
Mm-hmm.
So a secret garden kind of thing. There you might space them out every 10, 12 feet, put a big shrub in the middle. So it's Cotoneaster, Reticularia, there's Elaeagnus. There's other smaller spreading junipers, a different color. So Spartan junipers are really green. Maybe you go with a blue Pfitzer in between. That would be a good contrast. Or euonymus. Go with gold with that bright green Spartans. So that's one. Take a picture. Pat, come to the garden center. Don't just do this by email. Take a picture with your phone, an iPad. Come in and say, hey, here it is. How help me design this? We'll help you. We'll space it right there in the aisle for you and help you with the shrubs in between. So we do that. This is what we do for a living, and we enjoy it. So we'll help you enjoy it too.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We're cranking along here.
2 good questions in the can.
It is.
The questions are getting better.
It's awesome. You can tell spring is coming.
Yeah, no more houseplant questions. Now we're out in the yard.
So Mac from Chino purchased a home that has several blackberries and raspberries. Wants to know when they should be pruned, how far back they should be pruned, and now is now the time to feed.
Yeah, Mac, that's actually a good question. So these are brambles. So your berry plants, ones that heavily produce, your raspberries, blackberries, boysenberries, berrien berries, they're all basically variations of the same. They're brambles. If left unchecked, they'll be so thick you'll never be able to reach the berries on the inside, towards the middle of that bramble. So you kind of want to thin them out. Plus, they produce better on second-year wood. So if you know that, so that big cane that grew last year, that's the one that is going to produce all the berries, and not all, but the really big juicy berries. That's the cane. You want. The ones that produced last year, they take a break. They just kind of, I'm done. I'm not doing that again. And so those are the ones you cut out. So you're going for last year's fruiting wood, cut it, and encourage brand new vibrant canes coming out every year. And those are the ones that are going to produce. So the ones that are up right now, those will produce fruits this year, and you're going to mark those. Okay, I need to note to self, cut that out next winter. And then encourage new growth, brand new, they'll grow 10 feet in 1 year. And so encourage that. So fertilize, and you get berries. They'll be as big as, not golf balls, but darn close to it. If you really treat them well, they can be really delicious. That's how you do it.
So it's not a bad idea to tag
the
ones that produced this year. Tag them with some tagging tape or something, so you know to prune those back for next year. Because sometimes they just get so
it's hard to tell which one.
What was old?
So we put bird tape on ours, right when they're still green but starting to show some color. The birds are going, oh, look at that. That looks really good. I'm going for that one. Put flagging tape or bird tape on that one right then. They get fluttered, they get flustered, and they get used to it after a couple of weeks. So you kind of want to do it a couple of weeks prior to the fruit harvest. It keeps them off, and then keep that on there through next January, February, March. That's when you prune your brambles, your grapes. That's when you prune all those things. Keep it on there so you know that's the one that produced last year. I was keeping the birds off. Cut it right back to the ground. Nothing left, and then encourage new growth to come out after that. So that's good advice. Yep.
Okay.
With that, it looks like we're out of time. I know you got like 2 other questions. Okay. They'll just have to wait till next week or come talk to us. We're here at the garden center. When it's snowing, we have more time to answer mano a mano, just questions, just real personal questions. Well, not too personal. Garden questions for you here at the garden center. Be right back after this.